Hey traders, Parker here with another video on VPA. This is stock is AMC, and this is the updated version for the irregular bodies indicator that you're seeing right now. It's not on the site, but just like a lot of other ones, they're about to be on the site. Hopefully next week I go and put everything on the Etsy shop. So be on the lookout next week for another lengthy video doing probably a webinar, or not necessarily a webinar, just a lengthy video on VPA. But for the most part, what you're seeing here is just my performance labels. I was just looking at what's up and what's down, and just looking for other trades. But let me go ahead and remove that, and let's focus on this. If you remember my I think the first video I did on VPA, I was looking at this as price was going down. The updated buy sell pressure oscillator was going up. So what these clouds actually mean, I was saying that they were squeezed, but it actually represents exhaustion. When volume is below average and ranges bodies are below average as well, the move is becoming exhausted. This right here is showing you that there was a push down on this irregular body, and this red area is the selling, and this gray area was the buying. It was minimal buying on this move. And you can see right here, this volume bar is significantly smaller. I mean, yeah, smaller than the previous one. And that's one of the reasons why I created irregular body. And you can see how these candles right here are just fluctuating. They're really just consolidation. And you can see how these gray and gray dots that represent exhaustion are just fluctuating as well, because it's fluctuating to the high and low, and use the way I designed it was if it's a red candle or a selling pressure candle, the exhaustion would be to the top to anticipate a move to the high. But this is oscillating back and forth, as you can see, between red and green on the buy according to the buy sell pressure. And you look at my volume, I got it according to buy sell pressure, but this I left at Heikin-Ashi. But we go through it, you can see where the buying pressure and the selling pressure is, and you see where the moves down were becoming exhausted, you got to move up. This right here, this gray dot, I wouldn't go very much off of this singular gray dot, but you got a couple of them in one area. I would see that as a significant exhaustion move to the downside from this big red area, possibly move up. But what you got was an irregular body, and you can see between these two buying and selling pressures right here, where you see these two clouds overlap, you can actually see that there's a war going on and the buyers lost it, and then news happened on AMC and it completely just dropped it. But you see this long bar right here, this irregular body coming from here to a selling pressure to the downside. But look at what happened. You had buying on this candle as well. So if you look to the lower part of this candle, what are you seeing? Basically, the stock is basically consolidating right there, and it can't make that move down further. And you're getting this exhaustion as it's trying to push up, because the buyers got exhausted to push back down. You got another push up here on this. You got a huge volatility to down on this one, but it couldn't break down below. And then you have this volatility push to the high side, but it couldn't do anything, got exhausted, and basically based back out. You got another volatility push, and I would look at this being more bullish to go ahead and break out, because you didn't get any more selling volatility candles. You got two of those, and you got this next push. And you look right here, you got the exhaustion trying to bring it down, but you get these push, and these back to back represents balance. And you can see the move down on these irregular bodies show big bodies, low volume. So this move is not a great move. This down move is not a great down move. Even though it's moving down, you can see it's become exhausted. Then you got these big moves up to the top. So this is the new version of the irregular bodies indicator. And like I said, this is going to be put out. I should be putting this out next week. So just look for next week for me go ahead and doing that. And like I said, this stock is AMC. Even right here, it didn't give you an irregular body for this candle, But just look at it. You got high volatility to the downside, and you got high volatility to the upside, which represents the balance. Then that whole move got exhausted. It came back down. And yeah, I put this block right here to show supply. And you can see it basically held that supply area, and then it finally got exhausted. And that's how you basically getting those exhaustion candles. But you got this move right here on volatility to the upside, but it couldn't really do anything. It immediately got exhausted again, and it finally drifted back down to this area of buying pressure. And because I've went back and started back looking at this again and really researching my VPA, I'm probably going to give up on my supply and demand indicator because it wasn't good. It didn't include volume. So that was my biggest thing about my new supply and demand indicator. It doesn't incorporate volume. So I wasn't a great fan of it, but I wanted to see if I can do according to what the guy was showing in the video. But so like I said, I'm probably gonna give up on that concept and just focus on these irregular bodies and everything that I learned in Ann Coull's book. So I'm going to show you one of more of the updated features for this new irregular body indicator. You can control the number of past clouds. So I'm going to push 5 on there. And what you're seeing is I took the code from my new supply and demand indicator and integrated into this one. So anytime a new demand or buying pressure is created, it'll be the blue color. Anytime the selling pressure is created, it's going to automatically be that red color. But anytime something slips through and it is in any of these areas, it'll turn red or it'll turn that blue color to show you that this area or this support and resistance area is no longer support, it's actually resistance now. And you can see that with this, you had this huge crash down, bad news. Stock tried to push back into this area right here, and it couldn't hold it. And then you can see it created a new area of selling pressure. It's now really supply. So right now, this stock is getting exhausted and it's trying to push back above. So I anticipate you're going to see your most severe resistance around here, just 950, 947 on AMC. So you can control that, and I gave 15. So I gave you 15 of them. But if it becomes, if the overlapping clouds become too much for you, you can shrink them down. And if nothing else, just make you a line at one of the bottom of the clouds, or and just do it that way. And you can see how this one represents resistance right here when it tried to come back above. And it got stopped, and then it came down and pushed all the way above on ultra high volume. So this whole move down, in one sense, did include a whole lot of volume. In one sense, just like Ann Coull talks about, it's the market makers manipulating the stock, because these irregular bodies right here don't have a significant amount of volume to push it down. And you can see that in that stock. You can see that in that. So... And let's push it all the way up to 15, but it, like I said, it can become very cluttered. But you get 15 of them. So if you want all 15 of them on the stock, that's what you get. So we can take it down to a lower time frame, 10-day 5-minute. And this is what it looks like. And you can see, you can follow the VPA, volume price analysis, in these clouds. I mean, not throughout these clouds. You can see right here, this down move became very exhausted. You got another push above, but you ran into supply or selling pressure. This move became exhausted, trying to push back up, and it basically dropped down, and it created this area of buying pressure or demand. And then from there, the move trying to push it down got exhaustion. You got to push above, and then you got another exhaustion move right here. But then you got this ultra high volume. I mean, not ultra high, but high volume to push it above. And you can see right here, it really got tangled up in these clouds right here. And That's one of the reasons why I put in there where you can limit the amount of clouds, because you can't even really see price. But this is after hours as well. But you see how price had to fight above this, and it became support. And this is where we are today, this morning on AMC. It fell down, came back into this buying. Well, yeah, buying. It started off as selling pressure or supply. It broke above on ultra high volume, came back down, created another area of selling pressure or supply, got exhausted, and these moves downs are not validated by volume. That move down is not validated by volume, but this one is. But it came into this area that was supply. It turned around into demand, and it's pushing back above. This is your current one, which is red, and your bright red. And this is your current buying pressure or demand, which is green now. And that's why I said I didn't fully understand what was going on this when I first debuted these two together. You can see the divergence between price and volume, and you can see how price is moved up, moving down, and volume is the volume oscillator. Bicep volume oscillator is moving up. So there's that divergence. But like I said, I'm probably gonna go ahead and give up on that other supply and demand indicator I was developing. I'm just gonna stick with my VPA. But one of the other things I wanted to show you was this is not what is it called? FUD. This is not me spreading FUD or down in this stock. But one of the things I wanted to show you is you can look at this and see the Wyckoff pattern right here. You had this really you had this sell off, and then you had this basing, and then you got another rally. But look at this volume right here. You have the ultra high volume, then all this light volume, and this move, this huge up move, is not validated by volume. If you can see that right there, this huge candle is not validated by volume, which is crazy to me that this stock was able to push all the way up like that. But I also have my volume on 12 instead of 20 like I normally would. It could give a different picture. So here it's giving a different picture because I have the volume average on a higher length. So on average, this is showing that it's validated. But I don't know, but we'll see if it can break above this resistance level or stay above this resistance level of 1765. And I drew out this supply zone right here. I think I did it on a monthly. This is way before I developed this right here. But yeah, so anticipating that this stock could push all the way up. I was in this stock a few days ago. I got in at like 12 something when this dropped. I did a video on it. I got out of it. I sold most of it 14 at this area right here. And I sold the rest of it, I think at like 15, somewhere around here. Because I didn't trust it. Because it was heading back into this area, heading back into another area right here. I didn't think it would be able to do it, especially looking at volume. And one other stock, if you're familiar with Wyckoff, this is perfect. You have this drop, base, rally, and this would be considered the spring. And let me take this down because I'm showing both of them, but I'm going to incorporate everything that I've been showing you in the irregular body arrows is going to be incorporated into this VPA and cooling upper indicator. So I got rid of those extra clouds, and we can just look at it like this, and you can just see the moves. See the moves right there, and you can scan for these triangles, for these pushes, or these irregular bodies, and these pushes as well. So you can see exactly, this is exactly what a Wyckoff pattern would look like. You had this strong move down, you had your basing, or in this range between here and here will be your range, and then you got your spring right here, and this was your move above resistance, and then now you got another move above resistance, and you can always look at it like a W pattern. And we go to the 3 year week, You can see, there it go. Your drop, base, rally. So this stock is probably going to be going back up to $22. But it's a tech stock, so it might not. But I don't see any significant news. But I know on IC, it got an upgrade. It got an upgrade. Target to $28. So it got a target of $28. So it may push up there, but it needs to get through this area of supply that I marked out from this candle right here. And this is the end of the video. I appreciate you guys taking the time out to listen to what I had to say. I wish you all the best. God bless. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe.